So what's happening? This Johnny Snow in the building.
Hey
Got
y'all.
Santi TV over
Yep.
here. Yeah. We about to chop it up with everybody. You know what I'm saying? We got a real good subject this evening. We finna talk about what's going on in Ukraine and basically what would you do in this situation? If you had to uproot your life, uproot your family, and had to leave everything, would you just leave or would you come back and would you come back and fight for your country? Is that something that you would do? You know. So what about you, Santi? Is that something you would do? Would you fight for your country or would you flee with your family?
Nah, I will fight. I will fight. Now, we were talking
Mm-hmm.
about yesterday,
Uh-huh.
if you had like one child or whatever, and your child, you know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't want my child to fight. I don't know. Because listening to what y'all said, maybe
Uh-huh.
I would want my child to stay there. I don't know. I think I'll still ship my kids out and then,
Mm-hmm.
stay there and do it since I'm older and, you know what I'm saying, trying to do some stuff. I
Well,
try to do some
you
stuff.
you would get the woman pass, and not saying that in any type of bias sense because they do let women and children leave. Like in Ukraine right now,
Yeah.
if you are, I believe it's 16 to 60 and male, you have to stay.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot leave the country, but women and children are allowed to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you would get the pass to go. So it would definitely be your choice whether or not you stayed.
I
So
would
you
stay.
saying that you would stay? Okay,
I
okay,
I, I know I would
okay.
stay.
You would
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, all
If I
right.
if I
Well,
could let my kid go and I stay, like if they
mm-hmm,
had that 18 to 60 and your child had to stay or whatever, and I would take my child's spot. Yeah, did that make any
uh-huh.
sense?
I understand. It does make sense, and I'm going to put the link in the stream for those
Uh-huh.
who want to come in and tell us what they would do. The
Okay.
link is in the stream, and we'll bring you in, let you say what you say your piece, and let us know, would you stay or would you go? And
Mm-hmm.
basically with all this that's going on right now, I feel as though a lot of people are looking at Ukraine in the sense of, it's a movie, but every time you look at an explosion, that's people dying. Every time you see fire, that's
Yep.
somebody's life being burnt down. Every time you look at any of that, that is just just somebody being uprooted, and that's just terrible. That is
Yeah.
absolutely terrible. But here and again, this is one of the things that we try to preach to people about how you should be prepared for whatever. You don't know what's going to be coming your way.
Yeah.
You do not know what is going to be. You don't know what tomorrow brings because
Right.
it's just one of those things. What's up, Miss K? Yeah, I see you.
Okay.
I see you. Yeah, and
And me the people
yeah,
in the house.
meet the
Who
people in the
else in
house.
here? Who else in here? Y'all need to drop down, say hi, tell us what you're drinking on, because y'all know what we drinking on.
You got your lemonade, and I have my tea. You know what I'm saying? My tea.
Absolutely.
What's up, She Fives? Yeah.
Hey,
Now,
she fires.
uh-huh.
But
Well,
yeah.
well, the link is in the chat. I know Chief Fires was talking about jumping in and talking with us yesterday, but the link is in the chat if you
Me, the
want
people said I went I went to Kroger today.
to.
Did you get some people meat? That's what we need to know. Did you
Mm-hmm.
get some people meat?
No, right?
Did you go in there with your mask on, me, the people? Did you do that?
Nah.
Hopefully
Here,
not.
here's me the
Hopefully
people.
not. Hey, me, the people.
What's happening, man? How you doing?
How's it going?
Yep,
Uh,
I went to Kroger today,
Uh-huh. Tell us
and
about your
all right.
experience.
I actually I pulled in,
Mm-hmm.
and this lady in a Charger. She stopped in the middle of the road.
Uh-huh.
I pulled around her, drove
Mm-hmm.
around, found my parking spot, left my kids in the car, went inside Kroger. She follows. She goes to the other side.
Uh-oh. Your
We
microphone went out. Hey, your microphone went out.
we can't hear you.
All right. Nope. Your microphone gone.
Wait,
All right. What we'll do,
is
what
that
I'm gonna do.
There you go.
it
There
helps?
you go.
It helps if I don't put myself on mute.
Yeah, that does
That'll
help.
work.
I gotta start going through so much hard time in her lives because I have so much hard time when I try it.
Uh-huh.
What happened with the lady in the Charger?
Yeah,
So
what happened?
so she comes around and she drives up next to me and she starts telling me, that I shouldn't pass her and all that stuff. And she says I'm gonna cause an accident. And I said, just drive on, drive on. She goes, no, I won't. And I said, then fine, stop then. She goes, no, I won't. So either she had to drive on or she had to stop. But I told her to do both, and she didn't. So she got
Mm.
frustrated. And she starts looking at me, and I'm like, really? You're gonna confront me about this? You're gonna confront me? And I didn't brandish or anything like that. I didn't even move like I had anything. It was like I actually had my 380 in my pocket. But I thought to myself, ever since I learned how to carry, I started I de-escalate things. So I just let her go,
Yeah,
and she drove off, and
yeah.
she accelerated her. She made her engine, revved her engine up a bit, scared
Hmm.
some little kids that were getting into a car. But I thought about Miss K as I was in Kroger today. It's like,
Well, a lot of times you got to be the bigger person. You have to be the bigger person. So,
Miss
so,
K would have put them hands on her.
so me, the people. Well, what would you do in this Ukraine situation? Would you send your family and fight, or go with your family, or how would you deal with this?
if I was there
Yes.
and I was from there, not from here, I would
Mm-hmm.
get my family to safety,
Yes.
and then I'd go back.
You fight for your land. Fight for your country.
My kids
Huh?
for freedom. Yeah,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
our
And
in our country, it's
uh,
different. By the time it comes to that, it's the people we're fighting for, the people we're fighting against is a completely different army. But nonetheless, over there, the way it is
yes.
now, and I see
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of people over there live streaming and so forth. There's an
Uh-huh.
American over there. I started watching about a year ago. He does different travels.
Uh-huh.
Johnny FD, but he
Mm-hmm.
was living in Ukraine. He actually came back to the States about a month ago, and
Mm-hmm.
he just to visit his family and pick up some more stuff, and then go back to live in Ukraine. Thinking he actually said there was a 5% chance of something happening. He's going to be
Yeah.
fine. And then
Oh,
everything happens. And I think last weekend he escaped and he went to Hungary. I think
okay. Went to Hungary.
if you check himself, but you can see in his videos people are leaving, getting their families to safety, and then the men are going back.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that is what's happening. All the men are going back. I've seen a lot of women stay as well. Because I think they were saying that they're passing out AKs with 1,000 rounds of ammo, and just turning it into an army of the people.
You got to
And
wonder what's going to happen when they want their weapons back.
they ain't getting them back. But the thing is that well, I brought this point up yesterday. What can possibly be the end game for Putin? There's no pulling out. There's no pulling out. You done already got that far, and with him being the type of person where it is, he wants to project power on the world stage. It's like I akin it to rape. You can't rape for 5 minutes and then say, okay, I'm done.
Man,
It's already been done. So it's like it's not gonna end until he takes over the country, which is in turn we know he has the ability to just really obliterate the country. I think he's just trying to take the country without completely destroying it. So
if you
yeah,
notice, if you notice on the videos where these soldiers that are captured, they have in the
mhm.
video they call mom and saying, "Mom, come pick me up." They're young, they're inexperienced.
Oh yeah, they're a conscript
So
army.
I think he sent in his weak troops first to wear people down, and his
Uh-huh.
strong troops are in the back hanging on, and they're going later.
Uh-huh.
What makes you think that? Because they're
He
young?
froze on us.
So, so yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think his strong troops will go in later.
Uh-huh.
Afraid, I'm afraid that he's tricking people. 'Cause, I mean, if you look,
Yeah.
he has a strong army.
Well, wait, you think that because they're young?
If you look at the people who get captured, they're all saying They were just brought up and they're told to go there for training.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's been the norm of what's being said. Yeah.
can you imagine if we sent our reserve troops in with no training? I mean, imagine we went in and said, okay, we have our reserves and then we have a new reserve, and we send those people in first.
Yeah.
Well, we send usually, and correct me if I'm wrong, we usually send our reserve in first, and then we send active duty. That's what we usually do. But the reason why I asked
What's up,
you,
JC?
why do you say they send in the young? Because I asked you, is it because they're young? Because
they say they all say they're unexperienced. Some of them like started, and this was like their training exercise. They're 19.
Yeah.
Me, I would think, okay, so the younger kids are coming in right now, right? I would think those would be the stronger ones because they just got out of training, regardless of whatever kind of training.
No. Experience means a lot. Experience, the younger and experienced, it doesn't matter if you're strong if you don't know how to duck from a bullet, or if you don't know the difference between cover versus concealment. If you don't know that I can't hide here, I can't run there, so it's experience that really matters. So, have you ever heard the term a hardened soldier that's battle hardened? So, you got your greenhorns and you got your battle hardened soldiers. So if you send your greenhorns in there first and, basically do that and then send it, that's why they always send the stormtroopers in last.
Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. So
the death troopers,
if they send the younger people in, they're not sending them in there. They give them some type of training. They're not sending them. Okay, go ahead. Because I can.
No, I'm just going to say they're probably expecting to get significant losses out of the.
So what I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure they have somebody over them, right? And then if they're only in there to go, capture the city, capture buildings or military bases or whatever, I would think that you would want the young people in there. I'm pretty sure they got some older people, more experienced people in there with them. I'm pretty sure of that. But I would think that you would want the young people to go in there, hit them real quick, get what you need to get, and get up on out of there. No, you don't think so?
No, I from what I see in the videos, they went in there unprepared, not quite.
Now they getting whooped. That's for sure. Well, I don't know for sure because I'm only going by what I'm hearing on the podcast and stuff.
Yeah. That's what I'm concerned. I mean, if we sent in our weak troops first, and we'd be sending in other troops. Now, first of all, we're not going to be sending in to invade a country, hopefully.
Nah.
But
at all.
I think he sent in the pawns first.
That's pretty much what I believe happened too.
Okay.
That is what I believe happened as well.
It scares you about it, but yeah.
So, hold on. Let me do this right quick. Let's see. But yeah, basically that was one of our questions from yesterday, and I put the link in for people if they want to come in and discuss this with us as well. I see 2A We Stand is in the chat, Miss K in the chat. Now I've sent that link so y'all can join this panel and discuss, as well what you feel. And like they said, I don't know if you saw the speech that the Ukrainian president gave today, but he basically was at a secret location and basically sat back and told everybody, I'll be, he told the news reporters that they can come and meet him, and he gave a good press conference. And my thing is that I feel as though with strong leadership, the Ukrainian people will fight to the end. And I don't know that that's going to be enough to save them though, because I mean it's like Russia is huge compared to Ukraine. Ukraine I believe is the size of Texas, and you got a whole Russia coming for Texas, which probably be different if it was Texas, right, Santi?
Heck yeah.
Texans,
sure.
I don't know how Texans would fare, but if it just, I don't know. This is just
In Texas, we say come and get it.
come and get it.
Now we say come and
Yeah,
take it.
come and take it. Come and
Yeah,
take
you
it.
gotta come and take it.
Gotta come and take it. All right. Yeah, exactly. So
They can come and get some too, huh? Me the people. They can come and get. Now we don't want none of that. We don't want none of that smoke. We don't want none of that smoke.
Well, see, the thing is that they don't want to come mess with America. Yeah, and I say they don't
They'll
want to
come
come
out
mess
and
with
reach
them.
out and try to touch us now.
Nah,
they'll,
well,
they'll try to reach
it all
out and touch
depends.
us.
It all depends on the leadership. If you got strong leadership, then nobody's gonna want to mess with you. If you have weak leadership, then stuff starts happening. And I just leave that at that. But we don't want to get way too political up in here. But it's just it's just one of those things. So, and we had another question yesterday that Santi posed, and I guess I'll ask you this as well, me the people. All right. She wanted to know if you were out and just in a bad situation, starving, and one of your compadres happened to die of natural causes, would you have a compadre sandwich?
Would I have a Santee sandwich?
That's gonna be the best sandwich of your life if you do.
Oh Lord.
It's not Friday yet.
So what would you do? What would you do?
Boy, howdy.
This what I'm doing.
I remember in 1993.
No.
I've already eaten tonight. In 1993, there was a movie about a soccer team that got their plane went down or something like that, and they ended up.
Yes, we referenced that last night. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Boy, I don't know. It'd be hard.
It'd be hard. Definitely be hard.
Even if it was Santee.
Uh-huh.
No, you'll be like, ooh, that's a juicy sandwich.
Let me
You gonna be doing your hands like this, licking your lips.
the smoker.
Oh my God, Lord forgive me.
Oh, boy.
Look, don't cook me.
Boy.
Don't cook me now. Don't do that. No, you wait until I die. Natural causes, okay? Natural causes.
Right. So we have Santi saying that yes, she definitely roasts people. And we're not talking about talk bad to them. She's gonna literally roast you. And me the people is gonna put you in the smoker, and like I said, I gotta bury you and just try to hope for the best.
I would probably have already buried you and so forth, because in that movie, that was a true story, I guess.
Yes, it was.
But you gonna be you okay? So you gonna give up all this meat? You gonna give up all this meat and put it in the ground?
And say a prayer. Send you on your way to the pearly gates. I'm not finna put you in the oven. Put
do
you
me
over
like
fire
they do the
and
deer.
just
Do me like they do the deer
spinning you
when they
around.
cut the deer up. You make sure you keep, you know what I'm saying, get all of it as much as you can. Just, you know what I'm saying? Don't make me go to waste.
Yeah.
I think the reality is it would be too late by the time I decided to do it.
You'll be thinking too much, huh?
Yeah.
Look, y'all, let me don't come hunt me down. Don't come hunt me down and try to get me, okay? Because there'll be a couple of people stinking. And we ain't trying to do all that.
Yeah. So all right. So I appreciate you coming on here, chatting it up with us, me the people. Now is there anything that you wanted to share with everybody? Something that you wanted to?
I'm gonna sit back and enjoy the show because I need to laugh. With all the craziness on this world, I need to laugh.
I hear you.
So
all right, well, thank you. Thank you for coming on.
Comments, but y'all hang loose. What?
No, I'm just saying thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it.
Right.
All right.
See y'all later.
Yes,
see you
sir.
later, people. Thank you.
Thank you. So, me the people say he'll put you in the smoker.
Okay,
But he said it would be. He said that it would probably be too late by the time he decided to go ahead and do it.
Me, the people ain't putting me on smoking. We gonna be both over there trying to smoke each other, okay? Me, the people. Don't come hunt me down, me, the people. Don't come do it, okay? Me, the people was over there looking. I saw it in his eyes. He'll get me. He'll get me. Y'all seen it in his eyes?
Well, last week you called yourself a snack.
I am a snack. But you wait until I die of natural causes, okay?
Nah, we
don't
not
be causing no natural nothing.
Not eat nobody. Come on now. We not gonna eat nobody. All right. So, Miss Santi, we basically need to figure out, what we want to do as far as if we already decided that we're not gonna run, we're gonna send our people off, we're gonna come back and we're gonna fight. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you know
what?
Look.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say if 2A We Stand is here, I wanted to bring him back in. Yeah, and I see he was in here for a second, and I wanted to ask him something, but we'll see if he jumped back in here. We'll bring him in, but because I have the link in there. Let's see, let me put it in there again, so they'll have that. And there we go. I got the link back in there. But that's just a hard one right there. I believe it's a hard one.
Okay, so look, these people, right? Okay, so the people in Ukraine, they've been having a couple of issues. Also, they've been getting on these buses. This is what. Let me see what the new Foreign Office Podcast reported this. That people in Ukraine were getting on buses trying to get up out of there, right?
Yeah.
And instead of them like going to other countries other than Russia, they were busing them people to Russia.
Wow.
So they busing them to Russia.
So they were taking them to Russia instead of taking them to Poland and all that. And they're thinking that they're getting ready to escape, but they're catching the bus straight to Russia.
Straight to Russia.
Oh, wow. That is crazy.
I would have had to hijack that bus.
Yeah.
What y'all would have did in the chat? What y'all would have did if y'all would have got on that bus and ended up in Russia?
Well,
they know which way Russia is. If I would have been on that bus, we wouldn't have made it over the line.
Yeah, they better know which direction the bus rolling. I know the difference between heading to Alabama and heading to North Carolina, South Carolina.
Okay, so you taking me to?
Yeah.
Stop this bus, let me off. Okay, the other thing is
y'all said out of the frying pan and into the fire. Absolutely.
Okay. They said that the U.S. Embassy was urging U.S. citizens to leave out of Russia. So that's that. So I don't know what they got going on with that. And then NBC News, if y'all want to go check this out, said that it had some Africans and some black people over there. They just said black people. I don't know why they didn't. I don't know. We're going to have to come up with a name for black folks for every black person. I guess, I don't know. Black, I don't know. Because they said Africans, and then they said Africans and black people. So that could be Africans and Americans. That could be Africans and Caribbeans. I don't know. They just said black people. Anyway, they said that some of those Africans was being turned away. They couldn't get on no bus. They couldn't get on no train. They couldn't even go.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that story. That story. They wouldn't let them. Yeah.
To go to the next country, and the country, one in particular is Poland, wasn't letting them in.
Wasn't letting Africans in.
Yeah. So if y'all black, even if you white, because even if you white, if you getting on the train, it's a lot of other people trying to get on this train, and they tell you and your family that you can't get on that train, what would you do?
Do I have my AK when they tell me this?
Would you use the AK?
Hey, I mean, shoot, somebody finna let me on a bus, or the AK getting used. Well, the thing is, they better let my wife and my kids on the bus. So that because of course. But then again, if they don't want to let me leave, why would I want to fight for them? Anyway, You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So that just adds a whole different element to it. You know what I'm saying? So
Why would
it's
you want to fight for them?
yeah, they won't
And
even
I was
let me
wondering that,
let
are
my
they
kids
making
go.
them fight? Are they making them stay and fight? Is that the reason why? But no, I don't care about none of that. You not gonna sit up. That train wouldn't be going nowhere. I'm telling you. The
Like
next,
I said, do I
if
have
they
my
let the
AK?
if they let the first train go, I bet you that second train wouldn't be coming and going nowhere. If I can't go, none of y'all going. You understand?
Yeah.
But
We
also,
all
this is
have
what I
some
would do.
consequences and repercussions up in here.
Absolutely. Y'all in the chat, tell us what y'all would do, because we watching the chat. We about to read the chat in a minute. But let me tell you what else I do. I go get one of them buses and I get the driving. Right
like
on
I
across
said,
the line.
do
right
I
on
have
across
an
the line.
AK at the time? Do I have
don't
an
know.
AK at the time?
If you have your
Because
AK, it's gonna go down.
it's gonna go down.
I'm
You
telling
know,
you.
so I mean, we find everybody then. You know, we find the Russians.
Miss K,
Everybody.
Miss K say, I take over the bus. Hell no.
Yeah.
Going to Russia with me on the bus.
Yeah.
Can you
You know,
imagine?
yeah, I mean, it's hard to imagine, you know, because you know we try to say that we live in a civilized society, you know, and in a civilized society, you don't think another country would do some Napoleonic stuff where you know they're trying to conquest and you know take over countries and do things of that nature. So it's just crazy, in my opinion. It's just crazy that we can actually see something like that in our time. You know, and for them to stop people from getting on, I mean, you know, you know that makes me wish that I can go do something to help, you know, but you know, I don't know what I'm talking about. Go help the folks that they not letting on the bus. That part made me mad.
They better swim. Let me stop.
Santi saying she leaving
they
people,
better get
and
if they
come,
get some
and if they come,
there, get
they better not die
planes.
around Santi. Yeah, that's what.
Now, if I was an American
Me, the people
over there,
says that it's not the people, it's the leaders.
If I was an American over there and they did that to me, and America don't come get me, me and America got a problem, because I'm gonna be mad. Y'all better come get me up out of there.
Yeah.
They better make some phone calls and say, CNT and her family can come on. Y'all better let her through.
You heard the reports about how here go 2A we stand coming in. 2A we stand in the building.
Hey,
what's happening, man?
We stand. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Great.
Yeah, and well, I was going to say that they had actually said that you know the Olympics just happened in Beijing, and Putin and Xi Jinping had basically talked to each other and said to wait until after the Olympics before the invasion, you know, to postpone it. You know, and Russia was like, all right, we'll wait till after the Olympics. So, you know, that adds another element of collusion with China. Whereas if Russia and China were to join forces, then, you know, China's probably going to go take Taiwan. Yeah, and especially if the response to this is null and void, you know, they're putting sanctions on people on them, and you know the thing is, you're putting sanctions on Russia, but you're still buying Russian oil. So it's like that's where they make their money. Yeah, I think 65% of their revenue comes from the oil market. So until you stop and shut down the oil that's being bought, then there's nothing that's going to really happen, because you're still getting what 60 billion a day or something like that from oil. So, but you know, go ahead, man.
There's a tanker that's coming in right now. I think it's off the port. It may already be here. So, you know, they had already placed an order. So even before this war even started. So
well, have you heard that right now we're in negotiations with Iran to buy Iranian oil? Yeah, they're trying to get the Iran nuclear deal together and go buy Iranian oil now. So it's everything is just off the rails completely off the rails. So, you know, and the question I wanted to ask you, 2A Stan, if you were in this battle-hardened situation, had to go do things, would you take the government guns, or would you use your own personal weapons? Oh, we got a delay, it looks like. Can you hear us?
I think I will use my own personal weapons. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
You would use your personal. Would you take their weapons though?
I think I lost my sound. Let me go back out.
Okay. Because I'm taking their weapons and I'm keeping mine.
You taking it all. You taking it all there. That's what you doing. Uh-huh.
I'm doing everything, especially the ammo. I'm taking all the ammo. They giving
you definitely got to take the ammo. I take more ammo. And all right, you there? Okay, he has a delay. You're probably gonna have to reboot it. Yeah. Uh-huh. All right.
She might say leave no weapon behind. She's taking it all.
She's taking it all. Yeah, she is taking it all.
What you mean by that? With allies like NATO, who needs enemies? What you want NATO to do? What you mean by that? Miss K said, I take the full auto AK and run it with mine. You gonna be in there. I don't want to say that, but you gonna have both of them in your hand, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right. So I definitely take what they're giving, and take or tell them to keep the gun and give me double the ammo. That'll work for me. But I think you still have a delay. Two-way we stand. You still delayed. He's still bad. We'll get him right. But yes, they still have all types of ties to Russia, where we got oil and everything coming from them. We have everything coming from them to the point to where it's like they're going to stay empowered. They're going to stay empowered, and then like I said, we're going to go buy stuff from Iran. I don't know. What should we do, Santi? What should we do?
What you mean?
Well, what would you do? You seem to have good answers on what to do.
Now I'm over here trying to figure out what Olmec want NATO to do. He said, well, they claim to want to help Ukraine. You feel like they're not doing enough to help Ukraine? Well, let us know.
Well, they're starting tribunals and looking into war crimes, and
this is
starting an investigation.
This is what I want to know from Olmec. Do you feel that when you say they want to help Ukraine, are you saying that because they haven't put actual people? You think that they're not doing enough because they haven't actually put people in Ukraine to help them fight?
Maybe so, because right now all it is Ukraine by themselves.
I'm just glad that people not saying U.S. Why the U.S. is not in there yet? I'm glad I'm glad you're using the word NATO, because it's not the U.S. against them. It's NATO. Okay.
NATO. Well, do you think that we should go help the fight, or should we sit back and just stay out of it?
I'm sorry, Olmec. Not right now. I feel like they're handling it.
You think they're handling it? Yeah. I think that it's just a battle to wear them down. Pretty soon, the cities are going to be encircled. They're going to take all the seaports, and
they took one already.
And then it's going to be a constriction, like where they just start tightening, and boom. They've already taken over a major city. So it's like, you can't. I mean, they can't maintain. Yes, they start out strong, but, and if we joined the fight, it would actually lead to World War III. Yeah, it would.
I think they're taking care of business. I think that the people who are their allies around in their little area should help them out. I don't think that we're doing what we can do. We're doing, we ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? When somebody come at you for some money, we ain't got it. We ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? We got enough going on, you know. Sanctions should have been imposed earlier if they wanted to stop Russia. No U.S. forces. Right. We don't need no U.S. forces over there. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No U.S.
Chicago,
forces.
Mike. Two-way, we stay in your back. You're back in business.
I'm back.
All right. So the question that we asked, would you use the government's weapon or would you use your own? You know, that's what was asked before the technical difficulties.
I mean, I would prefer to use my own because I maintain them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if those weapons that they're giving out, you know, how well have they been maintained?
They look brand new over there. The ones that they're passing out to the Ukrainians, they look brand spanking. I'd love to get my hands on one of them actually.
Yeah. But I was wondering also,
AK guy.
Did you guys see that convoy of the Russian vehicles that they were showing that
the 40-mile long?
Yeah. Another problem that they having is the tires are blowing out because they're all dry rotted.
Yeah.
See, where me the people at? I don't think they prepared, period, for this stuff.
They didn't.
So me the people, do you think that they holding on to the good tanks too? That's why what you think, two-way we said, you think that they sending in the inexperienced first?
I think it's just they never thought they was going to use that stuff. It's just been sitting around. In Russia's mind, no one's going to come mess with us. We don't have to maintain that stuff. It'll be all right. And then they went to go and use it, and now they finding out that stuff don't work. You know?
Yeah.
That's dangerous to put them people lives in danger like that.
I heard earlier today that with that convoy, a 40-mile long convoy sitting like that, what we need to do is give them a couple of Warthogs, A-10 Warthogs, the tank buster planes, and just let them just strafe 40 miles worth of Russian equipment. You know, which A-10 would definitely take everything in that convoy out, you know, because it uses dual rounds, depleted uranium rounds out of a 30 millimeter cannon. So it just completely decimate the entire thing. So they say that we have some A-10s that are about to be mothballed, put away, decommissioned. So instead of decommissioning them, just give them to Ukraine, let Ukrainian pilots fly them. And you know, I agree with that. I
don't see anything wrong with that either.
Yeah. So especially the A-10. A-10 is an awesome plane. I used to live at Fort Wainwright, Alaska, and they had an A-10 squadron up there, and we used to see them fly through. And they're just awesome planes. So they can definitely take, a couple of them take out the entire 40-mile long thing, 40-mile long convoy. But it's just insanity.
I kind of think that the people that they did send, that may be like the B team, the A team is somewhere waiting around.
That's what me the people said.
I just don't see Russia really being that sloppy. You know, he just figured, this squad here, they can go take care of this. It's just gonna be, easy peasy. We get in, we get out. But it turns out that's not the case.
So they sent in the JV team, the JV squad.
Right. But honestly, why would they not send in who they thought was qualified enough to go and get, get the place? Why?
I mean, you gotta look at what they were doing though. They were arming their citizens. They figured these people ain't been trained, they ain't held guns, and God knows for how long it's been they had a weapon in their hand. So just send the B team in and they can take care of it. It just didn't work out that way.
They weren't expecting this type of resistance.
See, now y'all got me over here scared because now I'm sitting over here like, what he really got up his sleeve then?
I think that he's trying to expand it. He's trying to expand Russia back to the USSR status, where he's gonna probably go into the Balkans and go to all those other states after Ukraine. So especially once he takes Ukraine, he's going to be emboldened to go ahead and do more, because he already has the sanctions on him. He already has all this stuff happening. Why not? So it's I think this is the beginning of the cascade, of what he's going to do. So, this is not the beginning of the end. It's just the end of the beginning. So,
to where we stand, if you get on the bus thinking you getting ready to get out of the country, you wouldn't even be on the bus. But I'm just saying, if you were, and they put you in Russia, what you gonna do?
What I'm gonna do?
Yeah,
man. So it depends. Who am I at this point? Am I still one of you try to say I'm one of the black people that's over there? They trying to ship out, or
I wasn't even thinking about that part. I was gonna ask you that
depends.
later. The second question later.
But I mean, that depends. I mean, if you get over into that country, I mean, to me, it seems like even his own people don't want the war. So they may be welcome. Yeah, they may welcome those people over into the country, but I don't think anybody from that country would want to go to Russia anyway. That's why they're heading the other way. I don't see anybody defecting over there, but I could be wrong. We probably ain't seeing that side of the news, because the news only show you what they want you to see.
Right. So what about the other way? If you are at the train station and you with your family trying to get on the train, and they telling you no because you black, what you gonna do?
I look at it this way. I'm pretty sure there was enough of them to get onto that train.
It wasn't.
It was enough of them to get on that train. And I'm pretty sure
they probably just
they probably a few people would have got shot, but at the same time, look, man, you got to get on that train.
Yeah, that's why I asked her, do I have my AK? Do I have my AK at the time of them telling me I can't get on?
I don't think they gave them guns, to be honest with you. I don't think they gave any.
You think that would stop me from getting an AK?
Oh yeah. Oh no. I'm just saying. I don't think they gave them one. But I'm with you. I would have found somebody and took theirs.
I would have an AK by then. So
what if you would have got a bus and got to the border of another country and they told you can't come in?
I'm coming in.
Oh yeah.
I'm coming in.
Yeah,
I'll sit in your jail cell. If that's the case.
Okay.
At least I'll still be alive, getting 3 meals a day or whatever they're gonna give me.
Yeah.
I ain't going back the other way. I'm not gonna just sit there and wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure. I mean, you never know. They may decide they may want to open fire on people, but I don't think they're gonna do that with people watching. So they'll just probably take you to jail.
Yeah.
Or whatever they're gonna do with you.
Or just stand there and look at you. You just go down the way and just come on over.
Right. Just. I mean, at some point you have to decide for yourself, what am I gonna do? Am I just gonna stand here and let them keep denying me entry into this country? Look at our border. We have a border set up. People find a way to get in.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they call them some coyotes real quick.
It's how bad you want to be in a place. You do whatever it takes.
And I brought up the point of if they don't let my family out, why would I sit here and fight for them?
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and fight for some place that wouldn't even let my family go. So
I
now my mission would be then change from me fighting for this country to me and my family making it somewhere else. So the whole mission would change at that point.
So, for sure it would.
So it's just crazy. Now, one thing that Santi said was that people that were getting on the bus thinking that they were getting ready to head to Poland were finding out that instead of Poland, they were getting taken to Russia. So what would you do if you look up and the bus going the wrong direction? It's like, wait a minute, we're headed to, we not going east. I mean, we're not going west, we're going east, right. So what would you do in that situation?
I'm trying to get off that bus, or we're going to take over the bus.
That's what we're doing. Taking over the bus. Absolutely.
We're going to take over the bus and head it back to the direction we wanted to go. But I don't think if they got there, it may be a reason why they're doing that also.
Well, Putin does not want the citizens to leave. He wants them to be part of Russia. What he wants to do is set up a puppet government in Ukraine. And, like the state media in Russia right now is claiming that he's on a peacekeeping mission trying to liberate them from an occupation. So, he does not want the people leaving, and that's why, older Russians don't know what's going on, but younger Russians who are savvy in the internet and everything, they realize what's going on and they're out there protesting because they get online and see exactly what's happening. So basically they just need to, I don't know if this is the correct way to put it, but somebody needs to just put a little something in his morning coffee to get it over with, drip a little something in his morning coffee, so like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Okay, you see what Ty Scott said? He said, "Why are we strategizing on their conflict when we're still losing our fight here?" Now, this is my question. I think we talked about this yesterday. If they give us AK-47s and the Russians are coming through Canada, because I think we talked about that a little bit yesterday, how many do we really think that people are going to do right? Just from what Ty is saying, we have our own problems here, right? Do you think people are really going to do right with these AK-47s to fight the enemy? Or do you think we're going to be trying to get each other?
I got something for you to think about. All right. Today, I think Joe Biden asked for $10 billion to send to help Ukraine. You know what $10 billion could have did to the inner cities of a lot of these cities, inner cities, with people who are living in poverty, living in squalor and everything. The people that are in war zones here. We have war zones all across America with people who are that need. I mean, we got young people who are have post-traumatic stress syndrome here. So it's like we can muster up $10 billion to send to Ukraine, but we can't send it to Chicago. We can't send it. We couldn't fix the water in Flint. So I mean, and I'm not trying to say that I don't have compassion for people over there, but and because I do have compassion for them, because when it comes to struggling and death and all that, I don't agree with that, but it is so true that we don't have we don't have the same urgency to help the people here.
Okay, so but if they give us AKs to fight Russia in Canada, what do y'all think we would do? Like, what do you honestly think we would do with those AKs? Some of us go to the BMW place and get a couple of cars. You know what I'm saying? Or we you know what I'm talking about? We robbing banks with them, trying to get all the money out of there. What are we really doing? What do y'all think we would really do?
Well, I think, and because I haven't given up on
we have in America.
I haven't given up on humanity yet, because what I believe is that if America was being attacked, we would actually all become Americans. It all depends on our leadership. We would all become Americans and actually try to protect our homeland. I would hope. What you
think, 2A? What you think we'll do?
I'll put it to you this way: if January 6th would have involved people like us with the people that went, I think things would have been a whole lot different.
Wouldn't have been beanbags.
My point is, I think what the solution they was looking to have happen probably would have happened, because a show of force, a united force, is what the United States doesn't want for its people. They want us to keep being separate and all of that, and it's working. It's working because they figured, they don't care. With the whole Black Lives Matter thing, it all turns into a big whole thing of keep them separate. As long as they stay separate, no one will ever do anything to make a change. And that's all they're looking for. That's all they're looking for. If they keep you separate,
I agree.
You won't accomplish anything, because one side's thinking you hate me, other side's thinking you hate me. You hate me more.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that I hang around that don't look like me, and I don't have problems with them. You know, and they treat me good. I treat them good. You know, this whole narrative that we all should hate each other is, man, that's old and done with. It's fine that people look for a solution to make that change, but nobody wants to. We all keep thinking, well, we got to stay separate. We got to build our own community.
That's like the doctor doesn't make any money when he cures the patient.
Right.
You know, if the unity situation gets cured, then a lot of people are out of business. You know, so we gotta realize that once we start realizing that we can get along, we can see eye to eye, we can work together, that'll solve probably 75% of the problems around here. And I was talking to a coworker the other day, and we were saying that some people never have been around other people. You know, their whole life they have not hung with anybody of another race at all. You know, so they tend to just believe what they're told, since they've never been around nobody for no extended amount of time. You know, and like with me, I'm always in situations where I may be the only black guy there, you know, because I, you know, in my field that I work in, but I'm cool with people, you know, because I mean, I think I was blessed to grow up on military bases where the only color was green. Everybody got along, you know, people from all over the place, you know, it was like I had Asian friends, Chinese friends, Latina friends. And it's like, you know, I didn't have any issues with anything until I moved to Atlanta and realized that, oh, I'm supposed to, this is how they want me to feel, you know, and, you know, I'm not trying to down anybody in particular, but it's just the mentality. Once I got off the military base, everything changed. You know, and that's when, you know, separate groups started coming into play, where I'm okay, black folks supposed to only hang with black folks, white folks supposed to only hang with white folks, and you know what you doing is you only listen to this kind of music, you only listen to that kind of music, and you know, and it was like, it was kind of like a culture shock to me. You know, I realized that that's how they want things to be. That's how, and we can all find commonality. Yo, like with our interest in firearms, I have met a lot of people from all races, all creeds, everything, that just love guns, and we have commonality there. And if that's what gets us to be cool, then let's let that get us to be cool. Because you know, I mean, I don't understand the divide when we have bigger issues. You know. Yeah, I'm getting off my my soapbox now. I'm sorry. It is. You know,
that's their main goal, is for them to stay in their little power. There has to be something going on to keep them in that power, which is to keep us all divided. So,
yeah.
You know,
I like West Coast too, Clovertac. Yeah. I guess he jamming the Dre and Snoop. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. You know, as a matter of fact, if you want to come in and talk with us a little bit, Clovertac, you know, I have the link in the description. So not in the description, I have the link in the chat. You can come in and run your mouth a little bit. Clovertac is one of our friends. He's cool people, you know. But you know, I don't know what it's going to take to cure what we have going on, you know. And you know, it's one of them things, you know. It's like, if you can make a friend and learn something new, do that. Just make a friend, learn something new, get out of your comfort zone. Don't just, you know, let things be perpetual motion where it's just feeding off of ignorance, and ignorance feeding off of ignorance.
So let me ask my question again, because I didn't hear no answer.
She didn't hear no answer.
What you want to know?
If they give us AK-47,
okay.
If they give Americans AK-47s and the Russians is coming through Canada, do you think I'm not talking about just white people, I'm not talking about just
they give
people.
us AR-15s.
I'm asking, do you think we as Americans is gonna do us right and go up there and get to fighting? Or are we gonna fight and start stealing stuff? Are we gonna do what we need to do? I mean, I know we're gonna do what we need to do, but do y'all think we're gonna like get down to business and not use that stuff to fight each other and then do other stuff that we don't got no business doing? That's what I'm asking.
I think there will be some people that will, and unfortunately, that's the truth of what we got to take. The time that we live in right now. Like I say, it's the whole division thing. Some of those people will feel a certain way that you gave those people's guns. What are you thinking? And they may feel threatened by the fact that they see all these people coming with guns that they feel like shouldn't have guns. So that's how I look at it. But at the same time, you got to put that away, man. You got to put that away. I always say, man, you can say whatever you want to me. Those are just words. But man, if that's you, man. Those words ain't gonna hurt me. Now, if you come into my space, then I'm gonna react to that. But your words is not gonna get a reaction out of me. The one you looking for, you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that. It's just a word, man. There's words that we all have for everybody that we say, and some people get mad about it. But you can't get mad, man. Especially when you use the word, it's being used constantly. We all know what the word is. I don't know how YouTube feels about that. So, but the N-word, whatever you want to call it, but why we get so upset about it when somebody else says it? Come on, man. If you allowing us to say it in the culture, as they always say, why are you not mad at them? But you get upset with somebody else for saying it. And that would be the problem. When these people, if that happened, they would look at us as being the N-word. Why do you give them guns? They're going to attack us. No,
I don't care what they say behind closed doors, but don't call me no N-word.
But
I really and truly believe that if the fight was coming to America and they were halfway through Canada coming down, that we would all become Americans at that point. Yeah. If in
the daytime and nighttime, we're gonna be acting up.
No. I think that we would come together. And I think that it would, if you have a situation where, it goes beyond our petty differences and it goes beyond all of that. We're fighting for survival at this point. We will forget about, all the petty differences. And it's time to protect, our street now, from a foreign invader. I think we would definitely become Americans at that point and not, like you say, N-words and white folks. You know what I'm saying? Right. We wouldn't be that anymore. We would be Americans at that point and go ahead and, just try to take the fight to the foreign oppressor, at that point. Maybe it would take something like that to make us all come together. I don't know. But as far as that, I think we do have it in us. Like I said, I don't want to give up on humanity just yet.
Look at what Yi Al said. Remember how it was after 1911. That's a good example. Because let me tell you a story. I got a story, a quick one, hopefully, because y'all know I'm long-winded.
Look at what the people said.
Yeah.
Wait, let's go back to Yi Al. Yi Al said, remember how it was in 1911? I'm over here thinking about a 1911 gun. 9/11. When I was over in the military, they sent us over to Spain, right? Them people don't. Now I gotta give it to the Marines. The Marines was ready. They were absolutely ready. I didn't feel no type of racism at that time. Them people was ready to go down range and get to business. So thank you for bringing that up, Yi Al, because everybody was together.
Yes.
Now it was some stories that wasn't getting reported in the news, but for the most part, everybody was together. So
yes,
big ups to you. Now, what did the people say?
We all are Americans. We need to stand united before an invasion.
You not lying to the people.
In other words, we need to get our shit together. We need to get it together right now, not wait for it to hit the fan. We need to get it together right now. So
right.
It's one of them things where we don't want to wait till it's too late. And we don't want to wait till and have the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Nobody wants a shoulda, coulda, woulda. And it's just
yeah. I think he also said that's
a profound statement that the people said right there.
Yeah, he had another one too. He said there are people who should not have firearms in a civilian environment, which is, in a way, it's true.
Yeah, that is true. You don't put the goats in there with the tigers. The sheep in there with the lions.
Who gets to determine who gets them and who don't? Would it be the same? Because some people who don't.
I don't even think that process has ever been thought out. It's something like that.
No, it hasn't. There may be some sort of plan or something, but it ain't nothing that has been given to the people. A readiness plan or anything like that. We live over here in complete obliviousness. Some people don't even know what's going on in Ukraine. They're like, huh?
Yeah.
So we got to realize we're in a world full of, people who are going to be hunchback here in about 10 years because they're looking at their cell phones all day long, and their back is going to grow into, hunchback in Notre Dame because they're all looking at their cell phone all day long. And it's the world that we live in. People are connected to the thing in their hand. I call it, how they say that the people are going to have the mark of the beast, right? And the mark of the beast is going to be something that people accept willingly. I say it's the cell phone. Cell phone has everything in it. It tracks you. It follows you. If you leave your cell phone, you freak out. And your cell phone is how they can track you, follow you, be right there on you and everything. So, hey, we got Clover Tack checking in. What's happening, man?
Tag.
What's up?
How you doing?
Hey,
Clover Tag be busy.
Clover
Tag, do you know 2-way we stand?
No, believe so. Maybe.
Clover Tag, 2-way we stand. 2-way we stand.
I've heard him speak before, so yep. How you doing, brother?
Okay.
All right. Yes.
Nice.
So we were just here talking about how the subject that we were on at the moment is about how if everything hit the fan here in America, how would it be chaos if they passed out weapons, or would we actually team up and actually work together to defend the homeland? Will we stop being in these groups that are trying to be separated and be one America as a whole?
Yeah, I think it would be the latter. I would like to think it would be the latter. Anyway, there's always going to be a certain amount of people that are worthless.
Yep.
Look at anything, and not to pick on Ukraine, but look at any war-torn country and look at the amount of fighting age men that flee, right?
Yeah.
So and I don't discount the women and children that flee necessarily, and maybe that's chauvinistic of me, but either way, but you're going to have a certain amount regardless, and so I don't know. There's the whole conversation of can that happen here?
Yeah.
It can, but we're in a very unique position in a lot of ways. Many moons ago, there's a Japanese commander or something that said if we attack the United States mainland, there would be a gun behind every blade of grass, and he was right.
Yeah, he was right.
And so I think
I'm afraid we have awakened the sleeping giant too. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have an interesting isolation because of the oceans on either side, and the navies and everything it would require to get a significant military force into our mainland. We're going to know that way ahead of time, and we've got things called intercontinental ballistic missiles and all kinds of other things that could take them out before they ever got here. Usually.
Right.
You've got the NATO alliance in play, and they're going to have to cross other NATO countries in order to get here in the first place. So it's a lot different. I feel sorry for the Ukrainian people because they're right next door, right? That would be a totally different situation if we were talking about a Russia that is where Canada is today, right? Totally different situation.
You said if they coming across water and stuff like that, but God forbid if they doing it from the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go to the next subject. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go somewhere else with that.
Let's go somewhere else. All right. We can go somewhere else. We finna ask you the question that we've been asking everybody. Santi has shown her cannibalistic nature here lately about how she
talking about eating people.
So if you were in a situation and your compadre had passed the natural causes, of course, what do you do?
Wouldn't have to die of natural causes. It's called self-preservation. Survival of the fittest. You better believe it, bro.
Of the fittest.
Yeah. If we plane crash in the Kathmandu Mountains, whatever, you take your pick, and it comes down to I gotta eat you or you gotta eat me. We fix a fight to the death. That's all I gotta say.
But what if the other person passed away of natural causes?
Absolutely, that absolutely. If you got to do that to survive, you don't want to do that long term. There's all kind of health ramifications long term to that.
Really?
There's going to be psychological ramifications just short term. There's been lots of stories. It was a TV show, as a matter of fact, or a movie on that years ago called Alive, about that soccer team. I think it was a soccer team that crashed up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And they had to do that. And if you do it long term, it can be there can definitely be health issues related to it.
Yeah. All right. I think we're gonna stop asking that question.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
We're gonna stop
asking that.
It's nasty, man. It's a nasty thought. It's a nasty thought, right?
Is it?
It really is gross.
We have muscles. Muscles take
but I just hope I ain't never in that situation. That's all I gotta say.
Me too.
Yes,
I'm
playing around. Yes, sir. So another question that we've been asking people is about would you leave with your family or would you stay and fight to defend the homeland? Are you a stay and fight or get you and your family out?
Again, that's a very broad question because it depends on the scenario. It depends on what all's going on, right?
I'm talking about you in Ukraine right now. You are a Ukrainian citizen.
Oh,
you getting your
family
out.
Yeah, I'd be there
fighting.
Yeah, I'd be there. Yeah. I think they've got it's a rock and a hard place over there, especially when you get into NATO and other countries helping and all of this. But they've got the high ground. They got the home field advantage. And a lot of people don't understand. And I mean, I'm talking to you like I'm a veteran and you're not almost. And my apologies for that. But you could probably validate what I'm about to say here is the home field advantage is not a 1-to-1. Home field advantage is more like 6 or 8 or 10-to-1 advantage. Yeah. It's huge.
If you have the high ground and you're
it's huge. And especially when you're in the cities with high ground and everything else, all the cover and like guerrilla warfare type thing.
And prep time. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just look at good Lord, just look at Iraq and Afghanistan and all of that, right? More so Iraq, I guess.
Yeah.
And what the guys went through over there, it was
Vietnam.
Crazy.
They were able to dig in You know, I mean, the
Yeah.
Vietnam soldiers was able to hold us off.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Home field advantage.
It makes a
So Cover
big
Tech,
difference.
do you think Me the People came in earlier and he said that he thinks that they sent the B team in? Two-way we stand, I believe, agrees, and Johnny Snow agrees. Do you think Russia sent the B team in to go over there and conquer Ukraine?
Since the B team,
The B team,
I don't think so.
inexperienced.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Now is that been their initial first wave? Maybe, but they're also lobbing rockets and a lot of other things in some very strategic places. It's just a very weird. That whole situation's weird. And let me tell you what's weird. Snow, I want your thoughts on this too. So here's weird. They got a 40-mile long convoy. Sometimes 3 vehicles deep.
Yes.
That convoy is having supply chain issues. Obviously, it's one of the reasons it's moving so slow. Supposedly, that's what we're hearing.
Yes.
So I get Ukraine does not have the air power to go in and take out that convoy, right? Any other country with air power would have done that. It'd have been over.
I was talking about A-10
right?
Warhogs earlier.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah.
So Ukraine doesn't have that. I get it. But here's the thing: why aren't they taking out bridges and culverts? Why ain't they been messing up the road?
They are taking out bridges. I have seen. Yes. I've seen where they were showing bridges being taken out. To slow, and they're putting up Jersey walls and stuff.
Good.
Making that. But what I do not understand is why they haven't tried to hit the flank on the 40-mile long thing and just hit the whole thing with javelins all the way down. Try to come in from the side somehow.
They don't have resources. Probably that's 40 miles.
They're showing where the missiles have made it to them. The javelins and the stingers have made it to the Ukrainians. And I don't see why they're not going and taking the fight. Well, I guess I can see that they're digging in and waiting for it to get to them. But when it's something that's sitting there like raw meat, just sitting there, it's like I don't understand why it hasn't been attacked. Right, I really don't. It seems like it would be.
Yeah.
What do you think about that too? We stand.
I mean, they definitely shouldn't be letting them sit there.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, like he said, they're just sitting there. They're right there. If you got the defenses to take them out, take them out. Don't let them get to your home.
They don't have resources. This is my question. Do y'all think? I'm sorry, did I cut you off too?
No,
I'm sorry.
Good. Go ahead.
Do y'all think other countries are over there secretly helping them out?
You talking about helping Russia or helping Ukraine? Oh yeah, there are other countries.
They're gonna have the weapons that they need to take care of business. So
there are definitely some clandestine operations going on. There's almost no doubt about that. But the other countries had to be really, really careful. So Sean Hannity said something the other night that was ludicrous, right? And this is one reason that I don't care what news you watch. If you watch any of the big name news channels, you're going to get some idiots saying some stupid things. But he said he was talking about the column, right? The convoy. And he's like, I don't know why the U.S. or some other country don't just send some jets over there and blow that up and then just don't take credit for it. And it's like, there's markings on the sides of jets and people can tell what country, if you're in the military and if that's your job, there's some intelligence people over there. They're going to be able to tell where those jets come from. You ain't going to be able to get away with it quietly. Right. But I think there's probably some, and there ain't no probably, I know without a doubt. There's some people over there that's showing them how to, strategize and helping them out with the equipment and, some different things like that. There's almost for sure some people like that on the ground.
You see what Me the People say? Conspiracy alert, devil's advocate here. Did unnamed leaders meet behind closed doors and plan this out like a rigged fight? Is this all for show, for some other agenda? There's always been people trying to make you look at the left hand so you won't see what the right hand doing. Is that something that may be going on here?
I don't think so. And the reason I
I don't
don't think
either.
so is Putin's wanted to do this for a long time. So
It's in his manifesto. Yeah.
yeah, it's not like this is just all of a sudden it happened overnight. This has been something going on for 10 years or whatever.
Well,
But why did he do this
Crimea.
now? Why did he do it now though?
Well, he did it now because right now we're in a position where he thinks he can get away with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he thinks he can get away with it. You know.
So wait, back to what the people were saying. So do you think Russia and China? Because didn't coronavirus come from China? You think they?
You can't say that.
You're not
you
allowed
can't say
to
that,
say
Sandy. Can't say that.
Allowed to say that.
Oh, you have to bleep that out. Sorry. But didn't it come from there? That's where it came from, right?
Yeah, that's where it originated.
Russia said to China, "Me the people you thinking like I like how you thinking." Do you think they said, "Let's go get them and let's do what we need to do"? Maybe they are be the people.
Well, I think he could get away with it. That Putin thought he could get away with it. I think. Yeah. I think first of all, he thought it was going to be an easy fight.
He didn't think he would get the resistance that he has right now.
And had he been able to go in there and get Kyiv and take Kyiv in like a couple of days, I think that's what he was thinking. Not it's going to be a week or longer. But I don't want to get political. I really don't. But I think a stronger president would be in communications with NATO right now, going, hey, because there are certain things at certain points NATO can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is Biden, where typically a U.S. president would take the lead on something like this, and we don't need to be the policeman of the world, but that's just been something that U.S. presidents have done for a long time. They take the lead on international issues of war and different things like that. And Biden was like the fourth president, whatever you want to call him, to come into the fold, right? He wasn't leading the way. He hasn't been advocating to NATO and talking to NATO, or at least by all indications, he's not. And he's certainly not leading the way. That's pretty easy to tell. And so, when you've got a situation like that, that portrays weakness, man. And Putin is ex-KGB, man. I say ex-KGB. He's still KGB, right? Kind of like being a Marine or whatever. I don't think that goes away. But he knows weakness when he sees weakness, and he's going to exploit it. And I think that's what we're dealing with. Now, does that, am I dogging on Biden in this particular area? Yeah. Because that's what I think.
Do you think Afghanistan had something to do with that? The way the exit from Afghanistan played out?
I was complaining to my wife earlier about this. I was actually taking up for Biden a little bit. So did Biden, okay, the buck has to stop with somebody, right? So first of all, we got to agree on that. And as a president of the United States, the buck pretty much stops with you, right? Regardless of who screwed up under you. So it's not like Biden come up with the plans to get out of Afghanistan. And honestly, we don't know and can't really know the entire story of everything that went down. There's such a thing as classified information. And so that only the president knows and only his top advisors or whatever knows, right? And so, the plan was made to get out of Afghanistan. Everybody wanted to get out of Afghanistan. Everybody raised Cain for years and years. People have raised Cain to get out of Afghanistan. I agree. And then under Biden, that happens, and we get out of Afghanistan in a horrible way that was all screwed up, right? Let's not dodge that fact. But we got out of Afghanistan. So it's like, you want to complain because we're in Afghanistan, and then you want to complain when we get out of Afghanistan. It's like, sometimes it's like people are just looking for something to complain about.
Well, that's when you have a polarized country, it's always going to be, somebody complaining about something, right. So that's the country that we live in,
Well, And that goes to the bigger thing. When I come in, I was going to mention we've got the luxury, right, to complain about a lot of stuff. Let's be honest.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
You want to talk about white privilege, you want to talk about black privilege, you want to talk about whatever privilege. How about American privilege? By God, we're all guilty of it. We all suffer from it.
Yeah.
You know, imagine any one of us getting dropped into some third world crap hole country. You know, it would be horrible compared to the way we live. Even the poorest of us nowadays getting dropped in a place like that.
I live in the South, and I go different places and see how people like up north live and people in Midwest live, and I don't want to get dropped there, you know, because I like living in the South.
I hear you.
I love living in the South. So let alone getting dropped in, you know, Lithuania, but you know, Uzbekistan, you know. So no, I understand.
Yeah. No doubt. But there's a quote, and I'm gonna butcher it. Folks out there in the chat gonna rip me for it. I can't see the chat, so it's probably good. And I'm gonna butcher it, but the idea is gonna be the same. And it goes something like, bad times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create bad times.
Yeah.
And the problem is we've had some really strong men that have given us really good times for a long time, and a lot of us out here are weak.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're actually coming to the end of this broadcast. So, you know, I like to go around the panel and get some last thoughts on what do you think is going to end up happening over there. You know, what are your predictions, so to speak? You know, is it going to be just Russia take over or what? You know, we'll start with you, Clover Tack, and then we'll hit 2A and then Santi.
You know, first of all, thanks for bringing me into the chat. Appreciate it. You know, I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. I mean, if I've got to look at the writing on the wall now, if there's not any outside help by way of some type of an air game, whether that's closing the airspace, whether that's some Air Force assisting and coming into play, I think it's going to fall. I think it's going to, it's going to be all of Ukraine will be annexed over to Russia. The thing about it is, while Ukraine has their autonomy right now, and the people don't want to be invaded and that kind of stuff, Ukrainian people and Russian people historically have had an awful lot in common. It's almost like the war between the North and the South. You literally had brothers fighting in that, right? And this is a very similar situation. So, I mean, even if Ukraine falls, I don't know that a whole lot changes for the Ukrainian people, other than a government regime change that agrees with Putin. I don't know realistically how much changes. Now, hopefully, the Ukrainians continue to put up a fight. They push him back, and hopefully he crosses some type of a line. And like I said, there are lines that he can cross where NATO can come into play at that point. And hopefully he does cross one of those lines, and Lord willing, it ain't nuclear or something like that crazy.
Yeah.
But he crosses one of those lines where NATO can come in and actually assist the Ukrainians in getting him out of there.
Absolutely. What do you think, 2A, we stand? Where do you think this is going?
I think at some point he may end up with his end game, which is getting what he wants. And I'm thinking too, there's something over there that he really wants. There's more to it than just taking the country back. There could be a resource over there that he knows that's valuable and he wants his hands on.
Yeah.
We just don't know about it. We don't know what's over in that country. None of us really do. He knows. This just can't be about what he's saying it's about. Everybody has an agenda. You go after something for a reason. When there's something, like if there's oil in a certain spot, you're gonna try to take it. Back when they were looking for gold here, if you knew somebody had a spot, they got some gold, you're gonna try to claim it yourself. You're gonna take that person out so you can claim it. So there has to be something more to this than just, well, they need to be back under us. I just can't buy that. And it could be that maybe that's what it is, but I think there's more to it. And it's going to come out, like Overtech is saying. It's going to all come to light why he's really over there, what he's really trying to do. And God forbid his end game is to, well, let me just push this. But I don't see him doing that. I see him pushing the button to keep somebody away from it. I don't see him blowing up that just to blow it up. Well, why did you go and take it then if you just gonna blow it up? He needs it for some reason. He needs that piece of property for something. It's bigger than I'm trying to keep other countries away from me. It's way bigger than that.
You notice to that point, you notice that he hasn't really attacked the infrastructure. They haven't shut down the water. They haven't shut down the power. They haven't shut down the internet. He don't want that destroyed for some reason, at least not at this point.
Nope. And he can do that. That's the whole thing is this thing is playing out like, oh, I can't do this. He can do whatever he wants to do at any point in time, but he just hasn't did it. There's a reason for that. There's something over there that he's trying to protect, and he needs it intact in order to succeed at what he's trying to do. And it's going to come out, or we may not know about it. I don't see him just throwing his hat up and said, yep, I tried. All right, you guys can have your country back. I didn't really mean to do this. I'll take my little slap on the wrist for the next, 2 or 3 years. And then you guys, because we all are guilty of it, we forget because that's the distraction. Like this right here is a distraction for whatever else is going on.
Whatever else
we all need a distraction. And then the media,
they found uranium there or something.
Right. They're going to, all right, we got to shift their focus away from this. Let's create a new story. Just like when this whole thing started, what did Biden do? He announced that a black female was going to be Supreme Court Justice, that his nominee. It was a distraction for you to not think about this so hard. Like how we're talking about this. They don't want us talking about it. They want us distracted. His distraction was the Supreme Court thing. Court. And the next distraction is coming within the next couple of days. You're going to be distracted with another story that's going to. This one just didn't pick up. Nobody picked it up.
Nobody
threw
picked
it
it
out
up
there,
at all.
but it didn't pick up. So the next distraction you watch, and you guys going to be like, wait a minute, why are they talking about that when this war is still going on? They're going to try to distract you from this war. And once they get you distracted, then what's going to really happen is going to happen over there. They don't want you to see it. They don't want us to really see what's going on over there. So that's when the news is working on it right now. The government
trying to
controls
figure out
the news.
what is trending. What is trending? What can we use? What can we do?
Right.
That's
why they try to shut people down that speak the truth, because you're not speaking what they need you to say. So they want to shut you down. As long as the news media is playing into their game, hey, we need you guys to talk about this, they'll talk about it. And it'll distract you long enough for them to do whatever they need to do. That's why people need to do their own research. Take what you see on those news channels for what they are, a distraction, and really find out what's going on behind the scenes. Like you say, there's stuff going on behind the scenes. It's just not about this, I need this piece of property back. There's more to it than that.
Well, Santi, what do you think is going to happen? What are your thoughts?
I believe that what two-way we said yesterday, it is part of basically his ego. I believe it's part of that because he wants to bring the Soviet Union back together and all that other that are
I just told Eddie, thanks. I'm sorry.
Okay, Eddie, I believe that's what he wants to do. And I believe he's gonna win and getting Ukraine. I believe he's gonna win, and then he's gonna go after whatever else it is he needs to go after. They say he wants to be finished by 2036 or something like that. 20 whatever it is by 2036. Yeah, he's gonna keep pecking away at it until he gets everything he wants. Because 2014 he got what he wanted. Here it is to 2021. He's getting what he's gonna get what he wants, I believe. And then he's going to go after the next one. Maybe not next year, but soon after. Yeah.
I don't know how many read the Bible and all that kind of stuff, but it speaks of the bear in the end times, which is the Soviet Union. So a lot of people believe that the Soviet Union, in the end times and Revelation and whatnot, believe that the Soviet Union needs to be reunified in order to bring about, you know what I'm saying, end times. Just a little tidbit with reunifying the Soviet Union. If you're a believer or a Christian or whatever.
Indeed.
Well, my take on it is I believe he's not going to stop at Ukraine. I think that he's going to move in and try to rebuild everything, especially if he gets away with what he's doing right now. He's going to be emboldened to go ahead and do other things, which in turn, China is going to go ahead and take Taiwan. And, because it's like, okay, the everything is falling into chaos and we are not doing anything to stop it. We're having investigations. We're forming tribunals. We're going to, stop money from going on. I think they took a $600 million yacht from an oligarch earlier today. And, I think that what's really going to happen is they're going to do exactly what they want to do. And then we're going to sit back and be like, well, what are we going to do? We're going to be sitting here looking crazy as all these countries start to fall. And hopefully I'm wrong. I swear I hope I'm wrong. But I think that that's what's going to end up happening. Yeah. And, I think we have how many years before we get to choose new leadership? We have a few years. I think it'll be, we just got to make sure that we choose good, choose well, choose somebody that,
and that's going to be hard to do. That's going to be really hard to do. It's going to be
very hard to do because the pool of people that we have to choose from. Yeah.
I know I'm about to show my age right here, but to me, the best guy that was ever on the job was Ronald Reagan because he didn't take too much shit from anybody. I hate to say that,
take
but
none.
Yeah. And he would have
took the lead on this, like Clovertech said. He would have took the lead. Like they've been coming to us to look for, hey, what should we do?
Yep.
Yeah.
But keep in mind too.
You're gonna do this.
Yeah. Keep in mind too that Ronald Reagan, while he's up there on the list for me too, he wasn't perfect. He did a lot of things that was bad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Well, Constitution Carpenter said it's a scapegoat for inflation in gas prices. I mean, yeah. This might be the scapegoat. It might definitely be the scapegoat. So, but yeah, I'm glad you guys were able to come meet with us and talk with us. I really do appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody in the chat for chiming in and me the people for coming in earlier and talking to us. So thank you everybody, and we're gonna do this again Wednesdays. We on Miss Santi's channel, and Thursday we're over here. And thank you everybody for your input, and just everybody stay safe out there. All right. You want to say something before we go, Miss Santi?
See y'all next week on Chop It
Up. All right. So, well, we about to leave. All right, we up out of here.